Hey y'all, it's Meg. Welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a very chill, relaxed Ask Me Anything. So a few days ago on YouTube and on Instagram, I asked if you guys had any questions for me about life in New England, about me, about pretty much anything, and a lot of you guys did leave questions. So today I'm going to run through them all, give you guys some answers, give you a little life update, and yeah, just enjoy a little holiday catch up. You have to promise not to judge me. I do have my little adorable vintage Rudolph mug, but there's nothing very festive in here. It's just sweet tea. And real quick, before we get started, I am gonna list all of the questions and have timestamps in the description below. So if you wanna skip around and get to the answers for the questions you actually care about, feel free to do that, but let's get into it. All right, I got my questions here, and I figured first I would talk a little bit about the questions related to living in New England, why I moved to New England, and all that good stuff. What made me decide to move to New England? So I always knew that I wanted to move out of Texas. I lived in Texas basically my whole life, and ever since I was a kid, I knew I wanted to experience living outside of that state. I never was a fan of the heat, and I just knew that there were other places I might enjoy living a little bit better. So in 2019, I road tripped through New England by myself for, I think it was a 10-day trip total. It was absolutely exhausting because I was doing a lot of driving all on my own, but it was really incredible. I went up through the center, across Lake Pennsylvania into Niagara Falls, and then went across Vermont, New Hampshire, and into Maine, and then made my way back down. I have a vlog about that whole experience, so I'll definitely link that in a card and below if you want to see my very first New England trip. But almost, no, not even almost, exactly 1 year from that trip, I moved to Maine. Is it harder to live in New England or Texas? I'm definitely by no means like the be-all end-all authority on this kind of stuff. I only have my experience and my opinions. And some people up here are, why did you move to New England? I would love to move to Texas. So it's very much personal preference. And there are pros and cons to both. I will say cost of living is higher in New England. It's definitely cheaper, and I feel like there's more housing available in Texas. Up here, housing is a constant struggle, especially in the more populated areas. But like quality of life, I feel like is better in New England. At least it is for me. I love the seasons more. There's more fun, cute things to do, whether you're outdoorsy or indoorsy. I just really have a good time. Texas, I feel like it just always got so bogged down with the heat and not wanting to go outside. And here, of course, you have the winter, but it was absolutely a trade-off that I don't regret. Another question I get a lot is about cultural differences between Texas and New England, and boy howdy, are there a lot of cultural differences? Definitely the stereotype stays true that people in New England are much more direct. They are much more, they're kind, but there's a saying that we're kind and not nice. And I say we, fully acknowledging that I am not a New Englander, but that is what they say. Like, there is a lot of kindness. I've met some really incredible people, but they are a lot more direct and a lot less likely to beat around the bush, take bull crap, whatever. I feel like in the South, there is a very real, nice to your face, and kind of all the gossip and stuff happens behind the scenes. Here, it's not really like that. Also, culturally, there's a huge outdoor culture, especially in New Hampshire. A lot of hiking, skiing, summer sports, winter sports, all year round. People want to be inside, and I am not necessarily an outdoor girly. Yeah. I haven't even tried skiing, and I know I'm not like a hiker or anything, but it is just so pleasant to be outside that I do feel like I spend more time outside living in New Hampshire than I ever did in Texas. But that is definitely a big difference. I feel like it just gets so hot in the South that, I mean, obviously people do things outside, but here it's very much steeped in the culture of New England and New Hampshire that you're gonna spend time outside. I did get asked about my favorite towns in New England and favorite activities. So I have done a fair amount of exploring, but by no means have I seen it all. I do have favorites in each state though. So in Vermont, I have been to Stowe, which is, I actually have a little mini vlog about that when my mother came to visit, and it is the most adorable little Christmas Vermont town. Well worth a visit, so incredibly picturesque. In Maine, Kennebunkport is the quintessential Maine seaside town. I really want to go back soon. I've always wanted to go there for Valentine's Day because they really deck out the town for Valentine's Day, so maybe that'll be on the list, even though as a florist, Valentine's Day is always hard because you're strapped to the flower shop. But I do love Kennebunkport. I have several videos from there. In Boston, in Massachusetts, I've been to Salem and Boston. I haven't done a ton of exploring in Massachusetts so far, but I have really had fun in what I've seen both in Boston, where I explored a lot more in the Beacon Hill neighborhood, which is so beautiful, and then in Salem, where me and my friends did a whole like hocus pocus fall day when we went in September, and obviously there's a vlog about that. In New Hampshire, I have lived in North Conway, which is a very big tourist town, a very big ski town, and I really did like that. I also really enjoyed Dover. Very cute, very picturesque, kind of much closer to the Maine New Hampshire border than I am right now, but Dover is very much a cute little up and coming town. Portsmouth is also really great. I'm definitely exploring more and trying to get out and about. I hope to get over to I hope to get over to Portsmouth and Dover a little bit more to just get more familiar with them. As far as favorite activities go, like I said, big outdoor people up here. If you're into hiking, skiing, kayaking, fishing, whatever, hunting, like that, all that stuff is up here. Personally, I love looking for all the cute stuff. I want to go to the fairs. I want to go to the festivals. I want to go to the farmers markets. I think there's a really big sense of community up here, and people trying to really engage and get out of their homes, especially in the summer and like the fall months before winter sets in. People want to be out and mingling and socializing and doing fun things. There's lots of food festivals, beer festivals, a lot of distilleries up here, breweries, so those are always really fun things that don't exactly involve climbing up a mountain. All right, I'm gonna make the soft transition into questions, or from questions about New England into questions about me with this question, which is, am I single, am I dating, and what is dating like in New England? So yeah. So the big backstory is that I'm divorced, and I got divorced, or I separated from my husband when I moved up to New England. But all that to say that I am single and dating, and since I have moved to New England, I have been in 2 relationships. And I mean, because I was married for so long, I don't really have a huge grasp on like what dating is here versus where I was, because I wasn't dating when I was in Texas. I do know that there is a general consensus among people my age and younger that, or just like my generation and younger, that the dating apps are terrible. I do feel like there's a lot more opportunity to get out and meet people in real life. But yeah, so I feel like no matter what, if you're dating, good luck, and I wish you all the best because it's very hard out here. All right, transitioning fully into more questions about me and my life that you guys had. What do I do for work outside of YouTube, and am I still a florist? Actually, once I moved out of North Conway and into Manchester, I was on a serious job hunt. I have never had to go so long without finding a job. It was actually really scary for a little bit, but I am back in a flower shop, so that's really good. I was a florist for the better part of 7 years before COVID hit and before I moved to New England. And in North Conway, I was also working at a flower shop, so I did find somewhere to land to keep my hands on flowers. Down the road, I would love to do flowers under my own name again, which is what I was doing in Texas. I had my own wedding floral business, but for now, I need a little bit more stability, and this works really great, and I still get to keep my hands in the flowers, which I really love. I also supplement with doing work for the farmers market up in North Conway. I managed their whole market during the summer, and now I'm still kind of doing work on the off season to prepare for 2024, and I do some work for my old flower shop as well, remotely, so I kind of have a little bit of things all over the place in addition to YouTube, which I don't make that much. I barely make any money from YouTube. It's really more of a passion, hobby, project, whatever. A sweet soul asked about tips or advice for work-life balance. Girl, or I don't know. I feel like that is always a question that we are asking ourselves, is work-life balance. My goal is honestly to work as little as I have to. I want to be able to pay my bills. I want to be comfortable. I have no aspirations to extreme wealth. I just want to feel stable, and I want to spend time doing the things that I love. You know, I love florals. I love going out and exploring. I love making videos. I love doing cute, you know, holiday themed things, and I want to do as much of that as possible, and setting the intention to put those things on the calendar is how I find that balance. And especially having friends who also have similar goals of wanting to get out and do cute things is it has been key to me actually making those things happen. And you've seen videos of me and my friends, Bridget and Rihanna, and how we go out and we try to do a couple of things like throughout the seasons, especially in fall and winter. And it's actually why we started our like new little meetup group called Gal Friday, and we've had a Halloween event, we had a Friendsgiving, and we are going to be doing a December event once we pick it and decide what we want to do. But the whole goal with that is to also invite others to join us and to get out and enjoy all the cute, adorable things that you can do in this area, but might not otherwise feel either empowered to do if you're by yourself, or, you know, just kind of put on the back burner. But you have to like set the intention to do it. At least that's what I have to do. If you want more information about Gal Friday and meetups and whatever, I'm gonna link down to our website and Instagram below. As of right now, it's a very like loose structure. My goal was just to have some meetups before the end of the year. So there's no like membership fee or anything. There's no ticketed events. It is very much just like, do you wanna join? Do you wanna hang out? Do you wanna have dinner parties? Are you like, do you fit this vibe? Like, let's do things together. So I have ideas of what it could be in the future. I think it could be really, really cool, but we're starting small, and my goal was just to get started in general and have events before the end of the year. So that's what we did. But if you're in New England, and you feel like it might be close enough to you and you want to get involved or come hang out or whatever, then check out the links below. All right, someone asks, has my family come to visit? My mom came to visit my first Christmas here. So that was 2020. And I do have like a little New England exploring vlog with her. That's when we went to Stowe and we went to Kennebunkport together in the winter time. And I just remember moving here, because I moved here with no friends or family. I moved here completely by myself, no network up in New England at all. And I just remember her pulling up into my driveway and me running to her and just being in tears. I was so happy to see a familiar face, and especially my mom and someone I love and who was gonna see me. And that was just a really, really special trip. She drove up too. It was like she did the whole road trip as well. My mom loves to drive. She'll drive anywhere. She said as long as I live somewhere she can drive to, then I can move wherever I want. But that is, so far she's the only person that's come to visit me. I think that she is gonna come also early in 2024 with her new partner. Hopefully like January, February. I'm not sure yet. We haven't set dates, but there has been talk of that. So hopefully she'll be able to. I mean, so much has changed since the first few months that I moved here. I've lived in a completely different town, no apartment. I've had several apartments. Yeah, so I think she'll enjoy seeing this and being in Manchester and seeing New Hampshire, because she just went to Maine when I first moved here. Someone asked, can I sing? No, not very well. Loudly, sure. With my headphones in, absolutely. Well, and on command, definitely not. I did get some cute like little, what are your favorite questions? So favorite Christmas treats. Oh man, I love pecan pie. I make a really, really good pecan pie. I will have a glass of eggnog, but I usually limit myself to one. My homemade marshmallows, oh my God, I have so many videos I need to make. Homemade marshmallows are one of my all-time favorites. I've been talking about them on this channel for years. I'm gonna make a homemade marshmallow video this year. I promise. Oh my gosh. But yeah, and just like holiday food in general. I really didn't have a big Thanksgiving meal, so I'm hoping for Christmas I can really like cook something yummy with like all the side dishes that I love and have. I just love holiday food. But yeah, also my Aunt Dora makes really good fudge. I really enjoy the fudge that she makes. I might have to try a fudge recipe too. Someone asked, do I limit my Christmas decorations due to storage concerns? That's a great question. Yeah. Also budget, like I don't have a ton of money, so I don't have the ability to buy a lot more. And also I have just over the past few years really kind of fallen out of love with a lot of like big box store Christmas decorations. I don't know, there was just this turning point once where I was like in a Target or something and I saw all these decorations lined up with like 15, 20 of the same item, and I was like, oh man, like that doesn't feel as special as it used to feel. Does that make sense? Like I've had so much fun going to thrift stores and estate sales and like that kind of stuff, garage sales, that those kind of like hunt finds for like second good, previously loved, or secondhand, previously loved things is like so much more fun. So I have to really love something in a store to buy it and add it to my collection now. It is so easy for me to be like, oh, that's cute, and then set it down and walk away. Also, yes, I don't have that much space, and when I moved here, I had condensed my belongings down so much that I really I mean, even in the times I've moved, it's like, wow, how did I accumulate this much stuff in just a couple of years? So yes and no. I mean, I think I just limit myself on Christmas decorations in general, and I try to reinvent the things that I already have. I mean, some of these things that I put up in my videos, I have had for years and years and years, and it's fun to find different ways to use those things, like my little gingerbread cinnamon ornaments, like they're hanging up with my orange garland now, and like there are ways to reinvent things to make them feel like not the same old, but also there's just like a lot of nostalgia built into them. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Someone asked about my pets, because when I moved to New England, I had my dog Jupiter with me, and unfortunately I do not have him anymore. Actually, it's really sad, but when I first moved, you know, I brought him with me, but I knew that the apartment I was gonna be in was temporary. I could only stay there through that first June that I was gonna be there, because the woman I rented from rented her unit out for the summer on Airbnb, would make way more money than I could ever afford to pay her. But so I knew that I was gonna have to find a new apartment, and I was still kind of like, you know, getting on my feet financially, and I just had the hardest time finding a place to live that was pet friendly. I will say that for as difficult as it is already to find affordable housing in New England, it is so difficult to find affordable housing that is pet friendly in New England. And so I was getting really desperate. I didn't know what to do, and the only thing I could think of was to take him back down to Texas to live with my former husband, and who had our other dog Luna, so that Luna and Jupiter could be together. And Josh is the only person I really trusted to take Jupiter, because he's a rescue and he's reactive, and he needs a lot of special love from people that he's familiar with. And I knew that that was just the only option. So I drove, like, I think we met in like Tennessee or something, and I gave him back to my ex-husband. And I still get regular updates. I miss both my dogs all the time. I'm technically allowed to have a cat in this apartment, but I just have been so unstable for the past few years. I've moved 4 times in 3 years, and I just haven't been ready to add a pet. I want to make sure when I do get a pet again, because I will, I love animals, but I want to make sure that I can really take care of them and give them everything that they need. So until I feel stable enough for that, I'm just gonna hold off. All right, and I'm gonna answer my last question. First of all, I wanna say I appreciate everyone who left a question. Way more people left questions than I thought would leave questions, which is so kind, and I'm so glad that you guys are involved and you enjoy these videos. Some of you, a lot of you, you know, aspire to move to New England, or you know, you have plans to move here someday, and it just makes me so happy, because I was looking for this content. When I was in Texas and counting down the days until I could move here, I was looking up everything I could about living in New England, and I wanted firsthand perspective. So I'm so happy that a lot of you have found videos like mine and enjoy them and get to see like little snippets of life. Obviously, you know, everything through the lens of social media is edited and is not the full picture, but I try really hard to showcase the great things about living in New England because I really love it and appreciate it, and I'm so glad that I moved here. And you know, no matter what happens, I will always be so glad that I took the leap and moved across the country by myself to live in this area, because there really is something special about New England. Like, I promise you that. But my last question that I want to answer was one that I got on Instagram, and that was, where do I see myself in 5 years? And I did answer some questions on Instagram, but honestly, my goal is just to be settled. Like, I want to live somewhere for more than a year. I want to be doing work that I love. I'd love it if I was doing work under my own name again, under my own business. I want to have a partner that I'm in love with and adore and support, and they support me. I want to continue to make my home cozy and beautiful and unique and cool and colorful, and I want to, I don't know, like, as much as I have struggled, and especially with this recent job hunt, as hard as that has been and how many moments of instability I've had, I feel like I'm on the right track. I feel like every time I'm just notching a little bit closer and closer to that life that I want to have, where I am going out and I'm being creative and I'm having these fun experiences and getting involved in my community, and just like, I don't know, I want more of the same, but more, better. Just, I feel like I'm on that right track. I feel like it has been such a process and will continue to be a process and continue to require optimism and this mindset of chasing what I want. But that is my goal, which are, I don't know, they sound simple, but we all know that they're incredibly hard. You know, having a fulfilling life that you're happy with and all these big important things, it's a process. So yeah, but oh man. I do want to say again, an impassioned thank you for subscribing, for watching, for being here, for asking questions, for being so kind and being so supportive. Sometimes I feel like I am making these videos and I know that people are watching because I see the statistics, but also, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm talking to nobody and nobody sees these. So when you guys interact, it is incredibly just like, it just feels so good, and I'm so happy. And I have approached my YouTube channel for a long time as, you know, I'm gonna post when I want to post and there's no pressure and I don't have to make money from this. It was a purely creative pursuit because I, like a lot of creative people, have a habit of every creative you know, adventure that I take on, it's got to be money. It's got to be monetized. So like I could put this on Etsy or whatever. And my YouTube channel, I just really wanted it to be there when I needed it, and I've had so much fun posting more recently and really making it a priority. So thank you guys for sticking around and for supporting. If you like this video, you know the spiel. Make sure you hit thumbs up, hit subscribe. If you want more day in the life, behind the scenes, fun stuff content, make sure you follow me over on Instagram or TikTok at MegIsPrettyCool. I have more holiday videos coming up. I have more cool, fun, exciting, unexpected things coming up. I think I'm always so hesitant to share things now until it is time to share. But yeah, thank you. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.